Former IT aide to Debbie Wasserman Schultz pleads guilty to federal bank fraud charges. Imran Awan reached a plea deal with prosecutors today in a case that's drawn interest from Republicans in Washington. The plea deal means the prosecution will drop charges against his wife after Awan admitted to making a false statement on a loan application. Prosecutors said they investigated allegations of misconduct against a Democrat staffer as part of his role in Congress, but determined the charges were warranted. Now, Awan's attorney is seeking a probation-only sentence without having to pay any fines or restitution. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
In the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, Pakistani-born former congressional IT worker Imran Awan pled guilty to lying on a loan application in exchange for dismissal of related bank fraud charges against his wife, Hines Alvi, and what will likely be a sentence of probation rather than jail time for Awan.
This was one of the more remarkable things I've ever seen. The prosecutors promised not to charge former IT aide to Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Imran Awan, apparently with any crime. We haven't seen the court documents yet, but it sounded like they promised not to bring any charges against him for anything that they've known about.
Which, according to Luke Rosiak, an investigative reporter for the Daily Caller News Foundation, includes the House Inspector General finding equipment disappearing from the House of Representatives, procurement records that appear to have been falsified, apparent unauthorized logins to congressional servers, a server that went missing, and testimony from other IT aides claiming alleged computer theft.
So basically there's a massive trove of evidence in this case, and the prosecutors are saying we're not going to charge any of it and we're not going to explain why. They said they looked into it and there's nothing there, but that's inconsistent with what the Inspector General and the Capitol Police and numerous others found over the last year.
A trove of evidence, says Rosiak, none of which appears to be material to proving a case of bank fraud, essentially lying on a loan application, according to prosecutors.
What was the agreement in exchange for?
It sounds like the government's not going to oppose him just getting probation. So they agreed to drop all charges against his wife and have him plead guilty to, it sounds like, one count of bank fraud.
Even though he was charged with 4. But the case was never really about bank fraud, says Rosiak. It was about Awan having been discovered, allegedly having committed serious cybersecurity crimes in Congress.
Basically, he was under investigation during the election for cybersecurity issues on Capitol Hill. And when he got word that he was under investigation, he tried to flee the country. And so they arrested him at Dulles Airport, and as part of fleeing the country, he had wired a bunch of money abroad. But if you look at the timing of the case, he didn't just decide to go do bank fraud. The bank fraud was an attempt to flee from the fact that he knew he was busted for misconduct on Capitol Hill.
Misconduct and evidence that Rosiak believes is being whitewashed.
The government has essentially been working with the defense from the beginning on this. They've agreed to schedule dates on holiday weekends, like right before Memorial Day, right before Labor Day, Thanksgiving, whatever. And now here we are, July 3rd. This is a classic news dump on a summer in Washington on a holiday weekend. If you want to make a major Capitol Hill crime go away, now is the time to do it.
Sentencing is set in federal court for August 21st. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.